Hello everybody and
Hi.
welcome back.
It's been a whole week.
It has. It's been a long week as well.
It's been a very long week.
I just finished the beer I was drinking last week. Anyway, we're going to talk highs and lows now. Bests and worsts. Not really. Not many lows, not worsts so much as least best.
So we went to SeaWorld first.
SeaWorld first, yeah.
So your best ride in SeaWorld?
It's really difficult because there are 3 rides we rode in SeaWorld. No, Journey to Atlantis?
Journey to Atlantis.
It wasn't looking good to me. It needs an overhaul. It was looking tatty. Many of the ride aspects weren't working. Theming was broken. The soundtrack was broken. Still love the ride, but it just needs a refurb.
Yeah.
Manta's amazing. Manta is one of the best roller coasters I've ever ridden. But Kraken's amazing as well.
Manta's my favourite.
Yeah, I think Manta because
I'll
it's
just
different.
answer the question. Manta's my favourite ride in SeaWorld. Closely followed by Antarctica. I love it. I love how camp it is. I love how...
I forgot about Antarctica.
How it's just... I love how they reveal the penguins to you.
That is really good, actually. Yeah, to be fair. I think the ride's a lot of rubbish, but
I think it's fun. It's cute.
Yeah, it's
I love that the wild
youngsters,
ride is not wild in the slightest.
Yeah, the mild ride and the slightly
and it doesn't
less
matter.
mild.
You go on and everyone laughs, and you're all laughing you're all twirling around each other in this big pink sparkly room, and everyone is laughing at each other. And I think it's a really happy holiday ride.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So for kiddie ride, that's my favourite kiddie ride, but Manta is my favourite ride in SeaWorld.
Yeah, I remember riding years ago and not thinking it was great, and when I got to Manta I thought it was maybe more of the same, but different beast. Manta's huge compared to much faster, and that big pretzel loop is it puts the wind in your chest, doesn't it?
It does,
great.
yeah.
Kraken is amazing though. So I struggled.
Kraken ride.
I would.
I couldn't help it.
I would struggle to pick between the two. Why the?
I don't know.
Pirate shanty Kraken ride.
Well, yeah.
I suppose it works, yeah. But yeah, Manta probably just edges it because it's something slightly different.
Food in SeaWorld?
Food in SeaWorld's difficult. I can't remember what we ate other than the pretzel.
We had the pretzel. You had fried chicken.
Oh,
the Antarctic cafe.
The pretzel, the fried chicken was ropey.
I think the best thing that SeaWorld
it was like it was fried about 8 times.
Ice cream for SeaWorld. We had a ridiculous fudge sundae in a shamu bowl.
Pretty good.
We don't tend to eat when we're in. Oh, cinnamon buns. Cinnamon buns from Black Cypress Bakery. We normally have one of them when we get there, and that's to set you up for the day.
Mm.
And then we just get like an ice cream.
I think that was a previous trip though, so I can't really count.
I think I had one this year as well.
Did you?
Yeah,
I like
the second time we went I had one.
Anything sort of disappointing in SeaWorld? Any least favourite areas?
I think that, the only disappointing area is, for me, the shark encounter, but that's getting redone with Mako, so they're already addressing the thing that I think needs addressing, so you can't really complain about that.
I think SeaWorld, for somewhere that is like effectively a huge aquarium, doesn't have a lot of aquariums. It doesn't have that one standout aquarium. You know, like Georgia Aquarium has that huge wall with all... That'd just be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Although that said, the killer whales with the
Manta
huge wall.
Aquarium is amazing.
Okay.
And you don't have to ride Manta.
I'd just like to see...
I think SeaWorld should put the rehab animals on display.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I like that.
So that they can see the difference between how the resident animals are kept and how the rehab animals are kept. Because we've done a backstage tour at SeaWorld where we saw the rescue efforts that go in and the equipment they use, and the tanks that they keep the rehab animals that are going to be released again are filthy. They're full of seaweed and scummy crap, because that is what the sea is like, where they're going to go back to.
It sounds horrible when you say they're filthy, but that's if you by design.
A rehab animal into the beautifully clean filtered water that SeaWorld keep their animals in, they'd never be able to be released back into the wild, because they wouldn't be able to cope with going from clean water to scummy water that causes all sorts of infections. And so
I think that the one thing I do have to take my hat off to SeaWorld is they've really upped the educational level in the park. They now tell you why they exist and what they do. I just wish they would go full charity, be not-for-profit, like Chester Zoo is, for example.
I think it's harder for them
No, they floated on the
to
stock
do
market,
it.
which made it more difficult, I
Yeah,
suppose. But
and I love that the new in the sea garden where they have all the things made out of the rubbish that they've collected off the beaches.
That's cool.
That's really good and shows how important it is to keep our beaches clean and not to litter.
So, next, Busch Gardens, favourite ride?
Oh, Montu.
Montu's
Because
really
I love
good, yeah.
Nemesis, and Montu is like the Nemesis of America, even though Nemesis is still better because it's better themed.
Scorpion. No, Scorpion. Scorpion's like the very first roller coaster. It's effectively the same coaster as when I was a kid. I went on one in Camelot called Tower of Terror. Exactly the same. It's not my favourite. I do like it though.
It's
a lot of fun.
your childhood
Yeah.
coasters.
I love Sheikra, I think.
I like Chico, but
Now, I
Montu is
love
the
B&M
favourite.
inverted coasters, so Montu. But Sheikra is just so cool.
Yeah.
They were running without water brakes when we were there as well. So the water brakes do seem to slow it down, I think, as it hits the water brake area, it kind of rises up at the end. And as we went over the rise, it was groaning like crazy.
Yeah.
It was kind of scary. They're now running it with water brake again.
Yeah.
So that was a kind of a once in a lifetime thing. It was a rare thing for them to do,
yeah.
so it was kind of cool. But if you're going on Sheikra, sit on the back seat, the back row, because you get so much airtime going over the drop. It's amazing. Least favourites at Busch, rides-wise?
Least
anything?
favourite ride? Oh. No.
No.
I don't have a least. I didn't enjoy the cable cars.
No, I thought a cable car. It was windy.
It was very windy, and
we
it
didn't
was-
see many animals.
It's a nice get from one side of the park to the other, but when it goes round the little exchange centre, I wasn't keen
Yeah,
on
you
that.
bashed around.
I didn't like that at all. But no, I don't know if there's
What
anything.
food did we have in Busch?
Food. Oh, the best food in Busch Gardens is the sandwich. It's like a little cafe, and I think they've renamed it now to, is it Pantopia, where Falcon's Fury is, and you go into this like place and it does like a dinner show as well, a random 1970s disco dinner
I think
show.
they've changed it from the 1970s
Yeah,
one now, but
I think they've
it used to
updated
be.
it. There's like a music show while you're eating, but the cafe there does like a corned beef sandwich. That is like a £1/2 corned beef sandwich, and they slice it in front of you and weigh it on scale, so you get £1/2 of corned beef. It's gigantic.
I remember the first time
we got one each
And I'm
because we couldn't eat it. We just had to take it with us to eat later.
My overriding memory of being in there is the second time we went to Busch Gardens, or one of the later times we went back there to have the same sandwich because we really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And you went off to get the sandwich, and I'm just sat there like this on my phone because there's Wi-Fi in there, and I was trying to get it to work. And all of a sudden, the lights went out. I'm like, what's going on here? And then the next thing, I look up, and I'm sat next to the stage, and this big 70s disco show come on, and I'm like,
Afros, glitter.
oh no.
Full works.
Not the biggest fan of 70s music, so I'm like sinking into my chair.
Oh, it was fun. It was the funniest lunch we've ever had.
It's just sitting there eating this massive corned beef
Wow,
sandwich
people
with
are
it. Yeah.
gyrating on the stage for disco.
It's crazy. That was. And the other place we go to there is the place where you get the grills,
The barbecue,
the flame grill, isn't it?
The smokehouse barbecue
Yeah, something
place.
like that.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's nice in there. Again, we get the platter to share because
Yeah.
you get a little bit of
We
everything.
do that
and
a lot in the parks. I think,
It's more than enough for your lunch because the food portions over there are ridiculous.
So I'm not really going to talk Larry Park Zoo because they're not big on rides there.
No.
They do have them, but they're like kids'
Yeah,
rides.
the kids' rides.
So we didn't go on them. But now the big one, Disney. This could cause
Okay.
some fraction.
So start with Epcot.
Epcot, okay. Favourite ride?
Favourite ride, Test Track.
Yeah, I
Really
agree.
enjoyed Test Track. It's a lot of fun making your car and then going through all the testing of it. My dad came with us and he enjoyed, I think he enjoyed Epcot as a whole because none of the rides are particularly
Nothing goes
upside
upside down.
down.
Nothing's a big roller coaster.
But he really enjoyed Test Track. So I think that's my favourite ride.
Least favourite at Epcot?
I'd have to say Soaring.
Yeah,
I just
me too.
I just didn't get it. It's fun and all that, but you get strapped in a chair and lifted up. The video that they show you is really bad and grainy and old. I like that they put the different smells in as you're going over, but I wish they told you where you were flying over because they don't make it clear. You can kind of guess some of it, but you don't know half the place you're flying over. And then when you land, everyone claps. Are they happy that they've landed again, or are they just happy it's over?
I think that'll be a
just
controversial
don't
one
get
because I
it.
know a lot of people love Soaring, but I agree. It didn't click for me.
No.
I mean, it is now under renovation, so
Yeah, they're
maybe
getting a
if
new
putting
video,
new video,
so-
I'd be tempted to try it again. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to see that's different.
No. It was just odd.
Yeah, it was a bit odd, that one, wasn't it? Food-wise in Epcot, we ate... anything stand out there?
Did we eat it?
We had the Food and Wine, we had the lamb chop in Australia.
Yeah,
I wanted
that's
to
it.
try more Food and Wine, but
We
we
just
just
never
never got
hungry.
a chance, yeah. And then we went to the Morocco place, didn't
Oh,
we?
that was nice. The
Mhm.
tangerine cafe.
I know where my favourite was. The Boulangerie. Or the Boulangerie, as I said
The
while we were
Baloo
there.
lingerie.
The eclair
Is
that I
that
had...
lingerie that Baloo wears?
Yes, that's it.
The coconut bra.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had the eclair and I had the ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese croissant.
I forgot what a croissant was then. That was really nice. I enjoyed it though.
Yeah. I didn't have a cake because it was like 10 o'clock in the morning and it's not really cake time.
I think I was finding my feet with my appetite at that
Yeah.
point. It was like, I need cake now.
I think what else we ate at Epcot?
Not a lot really, did
We ate in Starbucks, is that
Yeah,
count?
we
The
did drink a lot of
pumpkin
stuff.
muffin was very nice.
And controversially, we both liked Beverly.
Yeah, I didn't get offended by Beverly. I thought she was fine.
So next up, Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom.
Best ride,
Everest.
Everest. Very good.
I love the change. I like the Yeti in there, and it's a nice thrill coaster.
Yeah. And we did it in the rain, but it was kind of cool.
Our photo and we're full on ponchoed up.
What did you not like ride-wise in Animal Kingdom?
I don't think there was anything in Animal Kingdom.
We didn't do a lot of rides,
We didn't do a lot because we went well the first time we went.
I thought Cali River Rapids was far too short.
Yeah, Colin Ross was far too short and I got wet. And Mark didn't.
It just didn't... It seemed to like, here's a big drop and you're back. It was like...
Yeah, it didn't...
You've been on like the
it
one
needed
in
to
Universal there.
It needed to tell the story more. I knew the story because I'd read that it was about, logging in the forest and
you
burning
could hear
the
the
forest
logging,
down. So you could
couldn't
hear
you?
that going on, but there was nothing to tell you what was going on, and everyone was kind of just sat there looking at each other waiting
just
to get wet.
waiting to get wet. If you go in, is it Bilge Rat Burgess or something like
Yeah.
that at Universal? I came off that and I emptied the water out of my shoes. That was probably too wet, but it was a longer ride and there was more to it, and I thought that worked better. I just thought that Cali River Rapids was just a little bit
too short.
Yeah, too short.
Yeah, and there wasn't a lot of drops or ways to get wet, really. It was just that one drop where whoever's facing backwards gets wet and then everyone else laughs at you.
And we did the Lion King show there and everything, didn't we, as well?
Yeah,
There's
Lion
so
King
much to
shows.
cover in these videos.
Yeah,
We could make 40 of
there's
them.
loads of stuff that we didn't do. At Animal Kingdom, we didn't go into the Tree of Life. We didn't do It's Tough to Be a Bug.
No. We did the safari trip round, didn't we?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. We live not too far away from a safari park, so it was weird to be driven around a safari park, whereas I'm used to just driving myself and watching people drive far too close to rhinos.
For people who like animals, the safari at Animal Kingdom is very frustrating because you want to stop and see stuff and you can't.
Yeah, I can understand. It's a
I
cool,
can understand
cool
why
trip
they
round,
don't,
like, yeah, I can
because
understand why they
obviously they've got to get a lot of people through, but for someone who likes animals, it's quite frustrating that you can't stop and look at stuff, especially when it's something unusual, because they just released the warthogs out and we couldn't stay in and look at them, and they had baby warthogs.
So cute.
Yeah.
And they were in the process of building a painted dog enclosure as well.
It's a painted dog hyena rotation.
Oh, right. Not the same. Painted dogs, hyenas, not the same. Food wise though, we ate at Flame Tree Barbecue, didn't we?
Yeah,
And then we had
I
coffee
enjoyed
from
my Flame Tree Barbecue.
Yeah, in retrospect, it was okay. It was chicken. It wasn't particularly
My ribs were good.
tasty. It was a little bit dry. It was acceptable. It wasn't the best food I've had. It wasn't the worst.
Maybe we just got one off day because we know a lot of people recommended
Yeah.
that we went there because of the quality, and I got the ribs and they were very good.
Yeah. Awesome. Next park,
Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios. Best ride.
Tower of Terror.
We're very much in agreement so far, aren't we?
Yeah,
Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror was not what we were expecting. We know it drops, but there
Spoilers.
but there was that's like spoilers. Titanic sinks.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Did you not know? Jack dies too. Lost me thread now. Just gone. There's other elements to that ride that we were not expecting, which made it fun.
Yes.
And I'm determined to get my dad on it, even though he won't because his sisters cried when they came off. But I'm determined to get him on it. I even have to blindfold him and drag him on it because I think he'll love it.
We didn't ride a lot there, so I can't say I've got a least favourite at all.
We did Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, Star Tours, which was really good.
Yeah, I love Star Wars.
And Toy Story Midway Mania, which was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, that was good. Enjoyed that too. So there was no bad rides in there.
No.
We did the Indiana Jones show as well. That was fun.
That was
Which
a lot
we
of fun.
had a show where we kind of went with the Indiana Jones show and missed the Lights Motors action one, which is now ending. But having seen it on YouTube, I'm pretty happy with the choice we made.
Yeah.
Food wise,
we ate at the backlot.
I can't even remember what it was called. Yeah.
It was
I know
okay. It was a quick service place.
It was weird because we sat there eating and they just closed.
Yeah, well, I was still sat there eating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was okay. I had a chicken sandwich thing. That was fine.
Yeah, I had beef brisket or something. I can't even remember what it was like. I don't recall it being particularly bad.
No, it was fine.
And then finally, Disney-wise, that's finally full stop really, isn't
Magic Kingdom?
Magic Kingdom.
Favourite rides in Magic Kingdom?
Ooh,
I liked... See, for me, Magic Kingdom, I've done Disneyland Paris before we went to Florida. So for me, the ultimate Disney ride is It's a Small World. And people can laugh at me all they like, but you cannot go to Disney and not do It's a Small World. It's a classic ride. It's one of the first. I love it. Absolutely love it. I sit there and happily sing along with it in all the languages.
I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would because I didn't realise it had that whole section with all the animals and the caricatures of the animals were superb. My favourite ride was Space Mountain.
Big Thunder Mountain for me is
your favourite mountain?
My favourite mountain, Big Thunder Mountain.
No, I just really loved Space Mountain.
Then Space Mountain.
It's
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was good, but again short. For the queue times that it gets, it's quite a short ride. But the animatronics are really good, where you see Snow White in a little house, and when all the dwarves are singing and everyone joins in on the train, it's really fun.
Yeah, I think the whole overriding thought with Disney is that for me it wasn't so much about the rides, it was about the experience of the park as a whole.
Yeah.
So because I'm a big White Knuckle roller coaster fan, so there aren't a lot of them in Disney, but I just enjoyed being there, and the rides are fun, like a fun distraction or a few minutes, but I actually enjoyed the parks as a whole more. There was a least favourite ride, I think, for Magic Kingdom for both of us. It's probably going to be the same thing, isn't it?
What was your least favourite ride in Magic Kingdom?
Haunted Mansion. No, it's
No.
the Tomorrowland Speedway.
Yes, the Tomorrowland Speedway. Those cars don't drive.
No, well, they drive. They go forwards perfectly well. They just don't go around corners. They're kind of like AC Cobras.
There was no steering on those cars. It was the most painful and hot experience of my time in Magic Kingdom.
Now, I'm expecting someone to say you weren't driving the car properly. I've driven those cars. Exactly the same cars used to be at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. When I was 12, I used to be able to drive around the entire track at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, maybe one corner, and not hit the centre rail for the entire track. Those cars, you tried to drive them, I tried to drive them, they would not go in a straight line. We've seen footage on YouTube of people trying to drive them, and they wouldn't go in a straight line.
Everyone has the same problem. Whenever you see them on a vlog, they're all bing, 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 bing.
So I think, tear the whole ride out. No, tear the cars out and put new cars in.
It's Tomorrowland, they should be electric cars by now. No more of this stinky motor oil.
No, I agree.
I think get electric cars in there.
I think maybe they should put electric cars in there with steering, and because it's a classic ride, isn't it? I think it's been there since it opened, and nobody wants to get rid of classic rides.
Just update it.
Yeah,
make it work.
But I would imagine that if they could put some slightly more modern working cars in there, it'd be more fun. Because I know that young lads like when I was 12, I loved the one at Blackpool, and I imagine there's young lads at Walt Disney World, and young girls even, who really want to drive a car around the track, and that would be perfect for them. Yeah. But in its current form, not a chance.
Painful.
Yeah.
Painful.
Uncomfortable.
Painful. And a little bit more painful. Yeah.
Okay, so we agreed on that at least. Yeah. Food-wise, at Magic Kingdom, what was your best food?
Be Our Guest.
Be Our Guest.
Be Our Guest's best food.
With an honourable mention to Dole Whip floats around the whole park.
Well, they're a snack.
Okay.
So they're the best snack.
But they still need to be mentioned because they're amazing.
And Gaston's gigantic cinnamon bun.
So basically all the food that we had in Magic Kingdom was good.
Yeah.
I think we were quite lucky there.
We had those waffle fries as well with the barbecue from the Oak Outpost.
Oh yeah, that was okay.
That was alright. It wasn't particularly expensive. It was a good sharing platter.
I think that works well for us, is to share a small batch
for lunch,
a couple of times a day maybe. Because we generally eat in the parks.
Well, we shared the cinnamon roll, didn't we?
Yeah.
Mahusive.
It was.
Huge.
Huge. So that's highlights and lowlights of the parks. What about International Drive? Highlight restaurant, best food?
I struggled this year for
Yeah.
best food.
I was disappointed with food this year because when we first went to Florida, we were blown away. Food was just, wow, what is this? These massive steaks, this amazing service. Just didn't seem to be as good this year.
We had really good service in Miller's Ale House.
Yeah.
The food was. I had a flatbread pizza, and we went on our first night. You had like a pork shank
thing. Yeah, that was absolutely.
So the food in there was. It wasn't the best, but I think the food and experience in there was actually the best that we had on International Drive. The staff were nice and friendly. It was ridiculously cheap. There was 6 of us. We all had food, and there was pitchers of beer on the table.
I've just remembered somewhere
and
else.
And it came to like $100 for all of us, so it was really good value for money in there.
The Brick House Tavern was good as well.
Oh, the Brick House Tavern, yeah. Again, I had pizza. I had a lot of pizza this year.
You did, didn't you? I had ribs in there, and that's not like me at all, because
no,
I do like them, but I don't normally have them, and...
I think it may be because I've been doing Slimming World, and I was craving the carbs. Yeah. So there was lots of pizza. But yeah, Brick House Tavern's really good. It's nice that a place has a larger ale menu than food menu for us, because we do like our real ales, and Florida is really they've got a lot of local breweries now, so there's a lot more exciting flavours for you to try rather than Bud Light and Coors Light, aka fizzy flat water.
I'm going to slightly disagree this time.
Go
on. A lot of craft beers, but you tended to find on International Drive specifically, I don't think this is the case. A lot of the bars had exactly the same menu of maybe 10 or 15 beers. Yeah, Brick House Tavern did have a few different ones.
They're a different one, aren't they?
But yeah, it was still nice to have beers that weren't just Coors Light, which I would rather not drink than drink Coors Light. Was there any really bad places for food this year?
No, not really bad. We even tried Popeye's chicken. We never normally do. Takeout, but we were coming back from the park really late and jumped in Popeye's chicken, and it was actually really nice.
Yeah, it was nice than KFC.
It wasn't greasy. It was freshly cooked.
Yeah, I think KFC is normally our guilty pleasure when we're at home.
Yeah.
And Popeye's chicken was like KFC, but like bigger pieces, so it was
and less greasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had bread. The biscuits,
it's not salty scones. Oh, salty scones.
Didn't work for me.
But the Cajun fries, they were nice. I enjoyed them. What they came with.
So overall, not really many lowlights for the trip. There was no real downers.
Best food was Be Our Guest.
Best food for the whole holiday.
The whole holiday was Be Our Guest.
There you go, Be Our Guest. Lunch, I could kind of agree with that. I could see. I didn't have any standout steaks. The steak I cooked tonight was better than all the steaks I had in the park. To be fair.
Yeah.
In the park.
Yeah, we went to
Florida, which is unusual.
For steak. And I don't know what rub they used on it, but it was incredibly salty, and I don't like salt on my food. And the rub they used was very salty.
You could probably ask for it without.
It wasn't
we
the
weren't
best
expecting
quality
to get it
steak
with.
neither.
No, it wasn't.
It was disappointing, and she missed one of your sides off. And it just wasn't.
Yeah, we'd heard a lot of good things about it, and we came away a little bit disappointed. So I suppose that could count as a low light, really.
Yeah. But again, you can catch a restaurant on a bad night. It was busy in there. We waited quite a while for a table, so I don't like to judge a place on the first visit. We will probably give it another go.
So, anything else we need to cover off?
For highlights and lowlights? No.
Any honourable mentions?
An honourable mention would be for Artigan Mall.
Oh yeah,
it used to be Festival Bay Mall.
Yeah.
And now it's more of a local crafts people, independent.
If you live in the northwest of England, think Affleck's Palace, maybe Quiggins. Or what's the new one called in Liverpool?
No, I don't know that other place.
Grand Central.
Grand Central, yeah.
That kind of thing, but on like a huge scale in a modern building. It's really odd in a way. But
craft market. There's there's like little old record shops in there. Orlando's only magic shop is in there, and they do magic shows. The jerky shop was amazing. It had every single type of jerky. And
comes up to them on Twitter, they follow us.
Yeah, and the girl who was working in there the day we went in, she used to work there when it was Festival Bay Mall, and was really happy that we knew Festival Bay Mall. There's a couple of nice little restaurants. Yeah, we used to call it Zombie Mall. There's nothing in there. That's Hot Topic, which is now moved. But yeah, there's loads of little places, and you
Yeah.
could hire these cute little cuddly animals to ride around with, but Mark wouldn't get me one. He was mean. But they were very sweet.
But yeah, check that one out if you like something slightly different for your shopping. You know,
and Gods and Monsters in there.
Yeah,
as well,
Gods and
which
Monsters is a
the
huge
second
comic book store,
biggest
and
comic book store.
when we went, it was very cavernous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And quiet. But I've seen it lifting with people
Yeah,
and
they
like
do.
card games on in the.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, Magic the Gathering style card games just going on at tables and things like that.
There was a lot of good stuff. We could have spent a lot of money. If you like the Funko Pop figures, they had like everything
Custom
you could ever
Transformers
imagine.
was
Custom
amazing.
Transformers. There was all Walking Dead stuff, all your comics. There was, if you like comic books and films in general, that was a good place to have a wander around. Loads of different T-shirts and really unusual stuff that we'd not seen before.
Yeah, I genuinely want to see that place being busy.
Yeah.
Because I think
the work that there's loads of like local artists.
it's indie stuff. It's
Yeah.
not like your big brand names and not like
chain
another
stuff.
chain store that's selling exactly the same as the last chain store. It's quirky.
There was like local Florida beeswax candles, and there was loads of stuff in there. It was a nice little place to wander around.
Yeah.
A little bit different to do than like the Florida Mall or Mall at Millennia.
Cool. So our next video, we are going to look at our haul.
Yay!
So that means I have to set up the other camera,
Yeah, and I have to find all the stuff because
Yeah.
it's stuff I gathered.
which we'll hopefully find next week.
Yeah. We may still be wearing the same clothes though, because once again, I can't be bothered doing any washing.
Seriously, it takes that long to set all this kit up that you've got here. I'm trying to do everything in one way. I might run out of battery at some point,
Yeah.
but we'll deal with it if
We'll
we
deal with
cross
it,
that
yeah.
bridge. We'll deal with it if we cross that bridge. Yeah.
Right, so we'll be back next week with the haul
Here,
here on this couch.
this couch, not that couch over there, because it's
subscribe
dark over there.
if you want to hear us just chat again for another like half an hour.
Yeah, and if
But
you
we'll
don't,
show you things next time, we promise.
Yeah, if you don't, you might want to check out the video after the next one, because then we'll be telling you when we're going back to Florida, and that's kind of exciting. I don't know why I'm doing this voice.
Because you're weird.
That's true. Okay, so see you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.